Ron Kendall. Today I'm out in Lubbock County and we're talking cotton stripping. This is harvest season. We're out on Kitten Land Company property and I am standing on a John Deere 770 stripper baler. We got a 690 next door and this is the next gen stripper baler system. All the hottest new technologies when it comes to stripping and baling cotton. So today we've got a couple Kitten Land employees here, operators that run these things day in and day out. We're going to go through some of the features and why this makes cotton farming that much more efficient.
Alright, so the first thing the cotton comes into contact in the machine is here on the header. As you can see, there's a funnels the stalks right in between the two rollers of bats and brushes. These are both turning vertically. As the cotton stalks move through, it's ripping every bit of leaves, cotton bolls, everything off the stalk and leaving it something like this here at the end. After it rips the stuff off, comes here to these augers. These bring the cotton up and gravity fill it into the cross auger. It brings all of the cotton from all the rows here into the middle, and at that point air takes over for the rest of the experience. It's basically a big vacuum right here in the middle, and as all that cotton comes here, it's just vacuuming it straight to the top. And now we'll go see where it goes up there. Alright, we're here up on the upper deck of the machine. So what we saw at the bottom at the header getting vacuumed up, that comes right here through the floor. And this is all air, so air blasting it here, dropping into our cleaner assembly. So if you follow me here, this box is made up of saws and brushes on the back. So the cotton comes in here in the top, gets spread out by these beaters over the whole width of the saw assembly. Next, these are turning very, very fast. Each one of these little hooks grabs the fibers and pulls it through here. In doing that with the speed and these beater bars, it's actually removing the fibers from your burr material. You know, which looks like this. So this is called the burr extractor, and in doing that, it's pulling fibers to the back where it's getting caught in another stream of air, and then in the same turn, all these burrs are falling all the way down and out of the machine onto the ground, and you're left with a much cleaner cotton actually going into the bell assembly. So after the fibers get pulled to the back of the saw assembly in the burr extractor, another stream of air takes all of those fibers, shoots it back up to the top and into our first holding chamber. So this is the place where the loose cotton fiber gets stored before it makes its way into the baler. So in times when the baler is running, when the baler is wrapping, when the baler is dropping a bell, this is the accumulator where you are holding all of your cotton so you can keep stripping the entire time while the baler is unable to take more cotton in. Alright, we're here on the back of the machine. After the cotton moves out of our accumulator basket, the whole rest of the machine is our round baler. So this thing does two jobs. It makes a tightly packed round bell weighing in excess of 5,000 pounds, and it also has an automatic wrapping mechanism that wraps the bell in tight plastic that is very durable, lasts in the field, and keeps the cotton dry, most importantly, until it makes its way to the gin and into a final bell that then goes to your local clothes maker.
Alright, so we're here in the CS770 cab. The machine is operated from this joystick. So the things that Kitten talked about. You've got your row unit header here. So this is how you turn on the row unit. This is your fan. You'll have 4 different speed functions that you control here. And you go forward, reverse here. So everything that Kitten talked about is an automated function. So once the cotton sucked up through the header, forced into the accumulator, once the accumulator gets full, it starts an automatic wrap sequence. Once that wrap sequence is done, you trigger it to kick it out onto the tailgate. So now you have your round module on your tailgate. So everything is run off of this screen here. If you can look here, you've got the machine location, GPS. So I have my lines, so I know where I'm running in the field. So once I get onto a GPS line, the machine operates itself across the field and drags itself. I can see my camera here into my accumulator and go full screen, so now I know if it's getting full. I have a video of my wrap sequence and my bale, my round module, so I know how big it's getting there. On this screen over here, you can see how many wraps I have left, how big my round module is getting. The machine builds it up to 95 inches before it spits it out. This is the revs for my cleaner, and then this is the row unit. So I guess now we can fire it up and we can show you guys how this thing can go into transport mode and harvest mode. Alright, y'all want me to fire it up?
Yeah. Alright, we're here. Luke Bender is going to put this machine into transport mode. So this machine is able, it's so tall, it's unable to go through a lot of things on a highway. This is a way to make the center of gravity lower on the machine for roading it, and also to lower the overall height of the machine. Alright, we're here at the back of the machine. So what we see here is it's called the bell handler. This doubles as a place for the bell to drop and to get carried until you're ready to drop it actually onto the ground. And it also doubles as a platform to access our wrap assembly on the back of the baler here. So you can follow me. So to end the process, one of the most important things is getting a good wrap on your bell so it can last in the field and stay dry. So here's our wrap assemblies. They come in, the wrap comes in these rolls of 24 wraps. This is a lift where you can load up to 5 total rolls of wrap at a time. So whatever one is on the bottom, that is your active roll. Every 24 bells, the operator does have to come out and do a little bit of manual loading to start the next roll. But it's very simple. You drop it, you raise the auxiliary rolls back up, you start the end feeding into the wrapper, and then from there it is an automated wrapping process.
Did a full overview of the machine here. This is obviously a very high-tech piece of equipment that's really revolutionized cotton harvest. we are in the heartland of American cotton here on the High Plains. Luke, how has the stripper baler, this kind of machine, changed the dynamics of cotton harvest?
Well, it's completely revolutionized what we deal with on a yearly basis. This one machine replaces, roughly 5 guys, where one guy can handle it, and 3 heavy pieces of machinery. Back in the day, it was a basket stripper, it was a bull buggy with a tractor, and it was a module builder with another tractor, and then a crew to manually tarp those modules. So being able to go from that and go from a huge workforce and harvest every year, a temporary workforce that we were always seasonally hiring, to something that we can use our year-round guys, and instead of 20 guys, we can run 8 guys, run 4 of these machines, 2 shifts a day. Everyone's much more rested at the end of the day. We can run longer hours, and at the end of harvest, we're done weeks earlier every year. So it's really changed everything for us, and it's been a no-brainer to move to this technology.
So a lot less maintenance and just streamline the whole process, gets the cotton out of the field quicker.
Absolutely. And at the end of the day, you got a cleaner product at the gin. From manually tarping the old big square modules that would blow off, get dirt on them, get wet. Now we have a tight wrapped, good product that at the end of the day is cleaner at the gin and can earn a little more money.
Okay. We've got Luke Bender here, and he's a day-to-day operator out here running these machines, keeping the whole operation going. Luke, what can you tell us about the High Plains cotton market in 2022? It's obviously been a dry, difficult year, but can you shed some light on what y'all are seeing this year?
Yeah, it was a tough year. We came into the year without getting really any moisture into the ground from August of 2021 until virtually June of 2022. So we started with dry dirt, and then as the year progressed, we kept moving forward, and we just hit another dry spell right in the middle of irrigation season, and we just couldn't keep up. A lot of farmers around here stopped irrigating pretty early. We carried it until probably around July, and we shut off all of our water. So it was a hard decision, but I think it was the right one. With the insurance market and how it works, our insurance price was set earlier on in the year, and the cotton market was pretty high, and so everyone was kind of watching that number as we came into harvest season. And then once the harvest price got set, it actually came in lower than what our insurance price was. So now people are looking at cotton that didn't really mature all the way because we shut water off, and you're going to go harvest it for a lower price. So it's been a hard year of decisions, and that's kind of all you can do in farming, is make a decision and stick with it. We've got quite a few acres left to harvest, and we're going to keep moving because that's kind of how Kitten Land operates. We've always harvested what we grew. So, but I think overall this year we're going to be all right. I think everyone had good insurance, and the insurance price was high. But I think next year the economy could suffer around here in the High Plains if we hit another drought year, because the insurance price might not be as high.
And the High Plains overall economy is very dependent on.
I'd like to think so. I'd like to think a lot of Lubbock and the surrounding areas here, they depend on the agricultural industry.
Absolutely. And you're a 27-year-old farmer out here on the High Plains. We hear and see the battle against farmers in America and the challenges of agriculture production in the United States. Being in your 20s, setting up yourself for a career in farming. What's your outlook on being a farmer?
Yeah, I love it out here. This is great. I love waking up and heading out into the fields, and what we do out here is incredible. you really rely on. I mean, you've never relied on what God gives you until you're a farmer. So it's a pretty heartwarming experience growing a crop. So, but it's getting hard. Input costs are going up. I think our fertilizer went up 50% this year. So, on a field we may put half as much just so that we're kind of spending the same. Fertilizer costs went up. Our herbicide costs doubled. Some of our key seed treatment, they doubled. So we were facing down a lot of high input costs coming into this year, and it's kind of shaping up to be that way again next year. So, it used to be you can farm, 240 acres back in the 80s, and you could raise a family on that. I think you're in the thousands now to raise thousands of acres just to raise a single family. So it's bigger outfits I think you're going to see more of, and it's it's tough to say, but it's just how it goes when input costs are kind of going through the roof. But I think there's I have a community around here of young farmers that are right around this area within a mile of here, and we're all gonna stick with it. But
awesome. Well, we need you, and I'm always proud to know Kitten Land, and I love Kitten Land Company. I love the High Plains growing up out here. This is near and dear to my heart, and I love high-tech machinery. So thank you, Luke Bender. This has been an awesome educational day. We got some amazing machines out here helping us get cotton out of the field and into the homes.
All right.
All right.
All right. Come back soon.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.